Good evening, good morning, and good night. Welcome to Inappropriate Radio. It's your host, Tashana. Let's get into this. So, hi guys. No periodic table talk, no alien talk today. However, the creator came through with a strong message. Was it last night or this morning when I got the download? I think it was yesterday when I got the download. Maybe it was this morning. I think it was this morning. It was this morning for sure. Okay. En route to the money. All right. People are entitled. And when it comes to spirituality, especially when things are connected to people via blood and purpose, people get entitled. This is why the creator, and it's so crazy because I watched a show last night, The Gentleman. Okay, yeah, The Gentleman. It's on Netflix. It's based in Europe somewhere. I forget exactly where, but they're like dukes, right? The father passes away. As we know, the firstborn usually inherits everything. And when people think of inheritances, they usually think of money, right? Tangible things. But people rarely ever think of like spiritual gifts and inheriting a purpose or inheriting a talent. I mean, it's thought of, but it's like the furthest thing from most people's mind when they think of inheritances, right? Which is crazy because I didn't realize that was the message until I got the download this morning, and now I'm putting it all together. The same way that older brother was acting an ass because he didn't get what he felt he was entitled to, or there was a sense of entitlement, is the same way people show their ass in the spirit, okay? And this is where the voodoo, the witchcraft, not the voodoo, but mainly the magic comes in, the manipulation, right? The glamoring, the stealing, the lying, the attempts on one's life, no matter if you're trying to give them a spiritual or an actual physical death, right? A lot of the times we go through these different scenarios where we are constantly having to defend. And we talked yesterday about protecting our manifestations and things like that. And this is a part of that message because some of the things we inherit is a part of our manifestations, right? You have to be walking in the proper alignment. And look how the older brother was not a good example. He would have not been the proper person to receive the inheritance, right? So the creator knows what he's doing. Although there is a particular law set in order, right? He doesn't make mistakes. So if you are on the side where you feel you are entitled to certain things, let's just establish this first. The creator owes us nothing. I'll say it again. The creator doesn't owe any of us a thing. So whatever we do have, we should be grateful. We should understand that a lot of the things that we do take on is based on a result of the things that we've already experienced in the previous lifetime or something that's being passed down to us. So whether it's good or bad, the cards that we're dealt are usually out of our control unless we're high ranking and we have the ability to choose from multiple paths. But you have to be vibrating in a certain frequency, and you have to have experienced life as a human multiple times in order for that to even be an option for you, right? Let's start there. Secondly, you don't owe anyone. If the creator is giving you something, if he is gifting you something, if he has allotted you the gifts to be able to share your gifts, or if he has made you wealthy enough that you can share in the spirit as well as in the physical. Nobody is supposed to have anything. No one is entitled to anything but you. So again, if the Creator is blessing you, if He is deciding to use you, if He is deciding to allow you to go through these different phases and stages of life, appreciate that. Beware that there are going to be people, and this again goes back to the message from yesterday. You don't owe anyone. So you have to be prepared for people to be willing to do anything to take from you what they feel entitled to. Even people you don't know, right? If they feel they know your story a little bit. I mean, it's usually the people you do know. But let's just say, because some people get attacked by witches and warlocks that they don't even know. This is just what they do. They know who's next up for these big breakthroughs and these blessings. Each of us, we have our own timeline to receive these inheritances. Sometimes people will feel so entitled that they will try to take, right, your gifts from you before it's even time for them to manifest in the physical. So you have to understand that these dimensions and these spiritual wars that we are going into and up against are multi-layered. Okay? And people who are gifted in the spirit, but they use their gifts for bad, they can see as well, right? It's not just good people. It's bad people also. So you have to not only use your discernment, but you have to understand that the grace that you've been given by the Creator is a major part of your ability to even receive anything, because no one's technically entitled to anything. The Creator will give whom He pleases to give, and He will withhold from whoever He pleases to withhold. So it's not up to us who gets what. It's literally up to the Creator. And you have to understand that you're going to get attacked. Just because someone looks like you doesn't mean that they're a part of your soul family. You're not entitled. No one is entitled to get anything, and you don't have to give anything. It's that simple. We go through all these different phases and stages of not being sure on, what is required to move in a certain stage. And what I mean by that is, as we begin to grow and develop, we have to find more and more things to find ourselves, qualifiable. I'm sorry for a lack of better terms, but in order for us to fit these molds and qualify for certain positions, we have to understand that we are not finding ourselves in the right positions because we haven't built ourselves up to it yet, right? We have to be built up into these positions, and unfortunately, a lot of people, they're not due. So some, like I said, people are entitled, and you can't be intimidated, right? You can't allow people that the Creator didn't even purpose with you to intimidate you out of your gifts. It is not your job to outdo anyone. You're not competing. You have a job to do, and that job is to focus solely on what the Creator has created you for, and whatever encompasses that. Anything outside of that would be extra. Okay? This goes from making a person laugh, giving them advice, praying for them, taking their kids to school, walking their dog, helping them with their groceries. Like, all of this is assigned. All of this is attached to people that are assigned to us. So it's not a wrong thing or a bad thing if you say no. especially to someone who is not a part of your purpose, whether it is blood or birthright. I mean, it doesn't really matter how the chips lay. The overall compass here is to pretty much have the understanding that you don't owe anyone anything. You don't have to share your gifts. You don't have to give anyone, because remember, the physical things that we get is a byproduct, okay? It's a result of our spiritual manifestations. It's a result of the things that we have conjured up. It's a result. It's an end result. It is not us going to the creator saying, hey, can you give me, A, B, and C, and then I'll see what I can whip up. Like, no, the creator gives you a set of gifts, and then you use that energy to create. All of those things are sitting in heaven waiting for you, because he knows what he made you capable of, right? He knows what the ultimate end goal of is of certain spiritual gifts. So if he gives you the voice, the gift of singing, or if he gives you the voice of being a motivational speaker, he knows that your chakra, throat chakra, is going to be under attack. He knows that this is one of the most powerful chakras on your body. He knows that you have the ability to travel the world. So what may he do? He may make other cultures appealing to you. He may make your ability to understand different economies appealing to you, right? Anything that is connected in any way to your gifts and your purpose, there are going to be things connected to that, right? That make it easier for you to slide into your position, but you don't owe anybody anything. And people are going to act like you do. It is not your job to soothe anyone's ego. If you want to pray these people out of your lives, I suggest you ask the creator to make sure these are people that he wants you to pray away, because sometimes we push and pray the wrong people and the wrong things away. Be certain that the things you're calling in is of your highest good. And just because it's for your highest good doesn't mean that it's for the creator, that it's something the creator wants for you. We have to know how to make the distinction between all of these things, or we will find ourselves in trouble, because we're not paying attention to what it is the creator is calling us into. No one owes anyone anything. And I like to say that, especially to younger kids, because I had got that as a word of advice from someone who I respected as an elder. He's passed on now, but that was some of the best advice I have ever gotten, like, in my entire life. Not only because it's the truth, but because it takes you out of the stage of expecting an entitlement. It takes you out of the woe it's me mindset, and it pushes you into, well, let me be accountable for myself, and let me do whatever it is that I can to make sure that I am doing my job on my end, right? So if you have the ability to tap into your gifts and the purpose that the creator has for you before it manifests, because sometimes he'll leave people in the dark until like the day of. Like, he's like, I want to surprise you. I don't want you to know anything. I want you to just be obedient and do what I'm telling you to do. Sometimes the creator will give you a little more insight, because sometimes the trial and the journey is a little bit more rough. So it just depends. But the creator doesn't owe you. You don't owe anyone. And it's just that simple, okay? So there are gifts of yours that you have inherited that people who are in your bloodline feel entitled to. You don't have to share, even though it is okay. Run it by the creator first, all right? No one owes anything. The creator is just generous, all right? But I'm going to end it here. I do love y'all. I hope y'all are drinking your water, eating your fruit and vegetables, and sipping on your own tea, because it is most definitely free. And I hope y'all are getting ready for the weekend, because it's nice outside. All right, love y'all. Peace.